hopefully you are jumping on. Are you able to see those comments, Lindsay, pull through?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Awesome. Well, I'm excited for today's Craftin' episode. We have Lindsay Smith. Say hi, Lindsay.
Hello.
Why don't you introduce yourself? It's not your first time your rodeo on this Craftin', but feel free to share a little bit about yourself, and just in case someone's not familiar with you.
Well, I'm Lindsay. I've been a creative partner for a long time, like from the beginning, I would say. And I used to live in Northern California, but we recently relocated back to Boise. I don't know. I love scrapbooking and I really like doing the craft-ins. I like to create stuff with you guys. I love getting your guys' input.
I'm excited. Lindsay actually emailed the team and she was like, hey, I have a really good idea for graduation cards. Is that what we're doing, right? Yes, or graduation?
Yeah, just a card, yeah.
And it is the season, of course, celebrating the accomplishments of all of our graduates, and it's never too late to send a congratulations card for their accomplishments. So I'm excited to see what you create. Side question, do you with moving, because moving is always such a hassle, do you actually have your creating room, your craft room unpacked?
No, it's all in boxes. I'll show you
so
you guys can see what a mess I am. So here you can see my little desk that's like clean. Here's what's really happening.
Right.
It's pretty terrible, but I do have it on my list. I've been traveling a lot for work, but hopefully in the next month or so, I'm going to get it put together. And then maybe I'll do a little tour and show you guys how I organize my stuff. That would be a fun one to do. One day, guys.
Encouragement there. No, it's always good. It's the truth. Every time we moved,
crazy.
It's always crazy for at least a few 6 months or so after, well, in general.
Right.
Who knows the timeline, but I know I always laugh a little bit on the moving topic. Well, we just moved 6 months ago, and I remember helping us move in, and they're like, it says scrapbooking. I'm like, yeah, this room. The next box says scrapbooking. Yeah, this room. It was like 100 boxes that said scrapbooking on them. And I'm like, they all go in this room. And they're like, do you guys own anything else? And I'm like, no, just that's it. That's all.
That's all, just scrapbooking stuff. I know it's true. So definitely we had a moving company move us and for my husband's work. And they were like, we've moved with them like a few times. So I'm like, okay, you have to take all the paper and you have to pack it separately because I don't want anything getting bent. And like, they were like, I was like, just plan an extra day just for this room because everything has to be handled with extra care. And they were like, okay, lady. I was like, I know. It's true though. You have to take good care of it.
You do.
But you're not giving yourself enough credit because you're like the crazy person who has everything unpacked within like 4 days because you're just always on top of stuff like that.
I'm not giving myself.
I know who you are.
I have a pretty good team. I will say that it didn't happen this last time, but I don't know, just getting older or what, but
it's a little bit slower this time around.
A little bit slower. But even then, I do still attest to, it takes a while to even like find where things are and get back into a rhythm. I would say the 6 months for me is where that mark starts hitting, which is kind of where I'm coming up on. But anyways, let's get to your
let's get started.
Yeah. I'm going to turn it over to you. I'm excited to see how this all turns out. So, all right.
Hey, sounds good. Thanks, Susan. Bye-bye. Hello, everyone. Whether you're jumping on now or you're watching the replay, let me know in the comments where you're watching from. And let me know if you have like a graduate in your life. So actually, I don't know if this is just where we live, but our graduations are all later this month. They haven't happened yet. In fact, my nephew is graduating this Saturday. So I'm going to be making this card for him. So if any of you guys are like OG original to the Craftin', last year I made a card for Father's Day with like popcorn, and we're going to do, and at that time I was like, you know what, this would be perfect for a graduation cap because you guys will see it has a little fun movement to it. So we're going to be making this cute little card with the graduation cap. So if you guys don't know, we do have this set called School. It has so many cute templates in it, and I'll show you them. And it has the graduation caps. This is my first time using this set. I really should be better about scrapbooking school pictures, but look at this bust. I love it. So one thing besides, oh my goodness, I can't. Look at this. It's a thumbtack. That's so cute. A music note, a beaker. So anyway, one thing I love about our templates is like using them for different things like cards or gifts. So like I love the school set if you're going to do like a teacher gift, just kind of adding like a little school bus or just doing something with the clipboard. Anyway, and I actually would use these in other things as well. But today we're going to just be using this one template. That's it for our whole entire card, guys. So the one thing that I'm trying to figure out right now is the size of the card. I think it's going to have to be a little bit of a bigger card because of the size of the graduation cap, because the graduation cap is actually going to move. It's going to rotate around so it looks like it's being thrown up in the air. I know, it's going to be so fun. So I think we're going to do like a 5x7 card because I think that's the size we'll need. I was trying to cut my paper, but I was like, kind of, this is always hard for me with measurements. I'm like, well, how would you do a 5x7? Because the paper is only 12 inches. So it would be like a 5x6, right? If you only have 12 by 12 paper. So maybe it'll be a 5x6 card. Anyway, that still should be plenty big. Oh, you know why? Because I'm like doing the math wrong, right? Yes, I am. So this is going to be, you would cut your paper to 10 inches to fold it in half and have a 5-inch card. And then my paper blade, you guys, I say it every time and I'm always like, I really need to replace it. And you're probably over there in your living room's like, I know. Why haven't you done it yet, Lindsay? I'm sorry, guys. I'm bad at stuff like that. I do have another cutter that I might have to switch over to. But anyway, I actually think I bought a replacement blade at one time. I haven't actually put it on yet. All right, so then 7 inches. So you would have a 10 by 7 inch paper, which would create a 5x7 card, which I still have like envelopes big enough for this. So that's the size we're going to shoot for. But even with this, you'll see it's going to take up quite a bit of the card, just the graduation cap kind of moving in this circular thing that it does. What am I talking about? Don't you worry, I'll show you. So it's kind of crazy. I swear my little nephew is still little. He's not, he's graduating this year, which just is bananas to me. I can't believe it. So in order to make this card, you will need to have like a raised up piece of paper. I don't know if that makes any sense, but basically it has to have like a layer on top for the mechanics of the card to work. So we're going to just use kind of like a solid piece of paper with a fun pattern. So let me get a couple options and see what we can come up with. Just 1 second. Sorry guys, I have to run and grab 2 things. I'll be right back. Okay. So I found this image online. I was trying to think, I was kind of wanting to put like him like, and then have the card with the cap. Now, obviously this cap would be a little big for him, but maybe it'll look like he's kind of in the background. So I'm going to fussy cut this little guy. I just found this image online because I want to add a little tiny graduate. And then I was going to put some journaling on it. I don't know, like I wanted to do something like kind of funny and clever for my journal or my little caption on here. So I haven't thought of exactly what I'm going to say, but I'll probably add that on off camera. And I post the final one, you guys can see what I came up with. If you jump on and you think of like a cute graduation saying, let me know in the comments and I will add it on. Okay, here we go. So I'm just fussy cutting this little guy and I'm going to add him. And then I'll show you guys, we'll get started on like how you actually create the cap and the movement. Okay. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to choose my background paper. So I was thinking about just using something like with bright colors and stripes. I actually don't even know his school colors, but obviously that would be a good place to start. If you do know your child's school colors, you could just kind of go with something like that. But I think I'm just going to do a black cap and then just like kind of some bright rainbow type colors for the actual background. And you could add borders and stuff. I don't really recommend it because when you have like the mechanics of this moving around, you kind of don't want a ton going on the card because of how you have to cut into it and things like that. You'll see once I finish it. So this is actually one of the Kiwi Club kits. I don't know, it might still be available. I talk about the Kiwi Club all the time because I'm a huge fan. But if you haven't signed up, if you sign up, even if you do our Creative Club kit, it gets you access to some of the older kits and you can buy them, and you can now just buy paper just by itself too, which is really fun. So I think I'm going to go with this one because it has some fun colors, but it's a little bit more masculine, and it's not going to be like a big distraction with what's going on in the foreground. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to cut this just a quarter inch smaller. So it's going to just be 4.5 by 6.5. That way it will fit in there just perfectly with a quarter inch on each side. So we'll do 4.5. Also looks so terrible. I'm so sorry about my blade that I keep talking about. Okay, let me see if I can find this other cutting board. Here it is. I also kind of had the idea, but I couldn't find the perfect image of where I would have down here just like the hands and like also like maybe like a silhouette of the back of a head and like one hand up. So it also looked like it's throwing the thing. Oh, I must have done my math wrong. 5 by 7. So this is obviously not 6.5, right? Yeah, okay. Let's try that again. Let's be tired or something. I can't even measure today. Okay, let's see. So we'll do 6.5. Let me just double check. That's 7. Yep. Okay. This blade is in a little bit better shape than the other one. 6.5. That's better. And then this is 5 inches, so then the other way we'll cut is going to be 4.5. Ooh, is this right? Okay, so that's going to give you kind of like a quarter inch. Okay, so what you're going to do now is we need to create like a ring for the hat to float on. So because of the size of the hat, I'm going to have to put it pretty much like the ring needs. Okay, so if you have your ring set, I can find mine because you saw I'm a mess right now. But this is going to be the outside of the ring. And then I kind of want to look and see if this were to twist around, if that's going to give enough space. So I think that should be okay. So I'm going to do it about here. And then I'm going to show you guys. I never do anything crazy like use a circle cutter. I just cut in, and then I just strategically plan to kind of like place something there to cover the line. Or if I am really good, then I don't even need to cover the line. So what you're going to do is you're going to cut out this first circle, okay? And then you want, if you have rings, you could just do the next size down, like the inner part, but I just found something that's like similar in size. And that is going to allow your hat to be on a track. Now, right now it sounds confusing, but at the end, when I show you the final product, you'll be like, oh, okay, I get it. All right, so you're gonna cut out this first ring, and then you want something just a little bit smaller. And so this, then you're gonna cut out a second ring, and then you're gonna put them inside of each other. I'll show you. So you just trace here to make it a little smaller. And then you're gonna cut this part off, and you won't be using this part, so you can just kind of cut it where, however you like. Okay, so once you have these two pieces, then you're gonna need just some regular Scotch tape, and you're going to tape up this little opening, and you're gonna glue these parts down. So I'll go ahead and distress it as well. So I see there's 22 people watching, but I haven't seen any comments come through. Can you guys give me some comments and say hello? And let me know where you're watching from, because I love it when you guys visit with me. All right. And then I'm gonna go ahead and distress the outer edge. I didn't really need to distress this because it will be mostly covered by the hat, but you know, I'm a little extra and always distress everything. Okay, so let me find my regular Scotch tape and I'll show you this. Maybe my comments are just not refreshing, or are you guys just really quiet today? Let me refresh my screen and see if there's any comments. All right. Oh, there are comments. Yeah, I couldn't see them for some reason on my side. I was just figuring that I just talked to myself the whole time, and then later people would watch on the replay. Hi guys, thanks for tuning in. So were any of you guys here? Linda, yes, I do. I need more time is what I need. I just like have no time to get this all done. 2 graduates, lots of people do have people graduating. I know. I actually, my one of my sisters, she did, hey Christine, she did the what is it called? She did homeschool this year for her little twin girls. They're so cute. So I'm actually going to make some of these cards, a card for them too. They already had their graduation ceremony like a week ago, but I'm gonna make them and send them out. Okay, so here we go. All right. Oh yeah, I have the tape. Let me see. I think I have some in my, oh dang it. All right, guys. I have to go and get some, maybe I have some tape over here. I have some packing tape. So we're just gonna improvise. All right, here we go. All right. Let's see. Ooh, let me find the edge. So this is called improvising because I don't know. I usually have just a regular normal roll of tape, but it was not in my bag. So instead of having to go search for it, we're just gonna get crazy with this stuff. Okay, so all you want to do is just lay this flat so that you can make sure you get it pretty lined up pretty well. And I don't like wrap it onto the front or anything like that. I'm just gonna have it just on the back. So was anybody here last year when I made the popcorn card? Do you guys know the one I'm talking about? Anybody? Or are we all gonna be like surprised with the final reveal? Does anyone here know what's gonna happen so far with the clues I've given you as far as like what this little card is gonna do? I'd love to know in the comments. Okay, so a couple of notes. Basically what you're doing is you're creating a penny track. It's called like penny spinning card thing. And the pennies are going to be attached with a pop-up dot. so that they can slide around this ring in between these two things. And then, see, like this. And then the hat is attached onto the pennies. And what happens is, not only does it go around, but it also spins like this, like up and down. So it's like super fun and cute. So when I made the popcorn hat last year for Father's Day, I was like, oh, we've got to do this for a graduation cap because that would be so fun. And we're even going to make a tassel for the hat. Although I'm questioning I have some more thread. Maybe we'll go with a more subdued color for the tassel. So, oh, Sharon saw it. So, okay. So what you're going to do now is you're going to center this piece here. And this has to be elevated so that the pennies can move on the track. So you're going to use pop-up dots or whatever, foam squares. And then that is going to make it. So you just want to make sure if your ring is really close to the edge that you're not putting any foam squares too close, because then the penny will hit it. So you kind of want to give it a little clearance. I really need, I've said this before, but I used to get all of my supplies at Scrapbook Expo, and it's very much affected me to not have that. Like, I went to buy like adhesive and stuff from the store, and I'm just like, this is expensive. I'm used to getting like these crazy deals. So anyway, hopefully I might be able to go to the Sacramento Expo this year, and that would be really fun if they're back open by that time. Okay, so whoa. So basically, tell me in the comments, you guys, give me ideas for my saying on the card. Like, what's a clever little graduation words? You know what I mean? Like, congrats, grad. I don't know, something. So you can see how there is a little gap for that to kind of float around. And then I'm going to do the same with my center. Again, you want to make sure you don't get too close to the edge, or the penny will not like be able to slide. It'll stick on those edges. So you're going to make sure you have enough space there. Just like that. Does anyone? Okay, so then we'll remove these and place them down. And then you want to make sure, I try to line up if I have a pattern kind of the way that it would be, sort of, as much as I can. And then you just want to make sure you have this little gap, just like that. And then your penny is going to go under. And then, oh, hold on, I gotta lift it up. And then the tiny little piece of foam tape should have enough clearance. I actually think I'm gonna have to make my gap a little bit bigger, because you can see this is hitting, it won't slide. So I'm just gonna peel this up and just hand trim it. Not gonna get too serious, but I'm just gonna trim off a little bit, make it a little bit of more of a gap. All right. Gotta look crazy, guys. This is very uneven, so I hope it works, because free hand is not my strength, right? Okay, so let's go ahead and get it all ready and cute. Anyway, I had to YouTube last night how to make a tassel, so we'll see if I learned well on our next step. We're gonna be making a little hat with the tassel. Okay, so now there is going to be enough space, maybe more than necessary, but I think it'll still be okay as long as it just kind of stays in there. And so I'll just take this off and put the penny on top. And now you can kind of see how the penny will slide around and it also spins. So I don't know if you guys can really tell, but you'll be able to tell when the hat's on there. And so you can see it can kind of spin and spin around. It's kind of hitting something here. So I'm gonna have to see. So it should be able to spin without me having to do anything, just like spin in a circle, right? Okay. Guys, this is like a little handicapped. Let me see, maybe I'll just need to trim this part a little bit more. Okay, that's better. All right, so let's go ahead. Have our little graduate. He's going to be like throwing his cap up in the air, see? And then the cap is going to be like this. It's so big. But that's the size of it. Maybe I'll trim it down a little bit. So I'm just going to use black paper, and we're going to go from there. Okay. Let me go and see if I can pull this up a better way. Okay, hats off to you. Oh, that's cute, guys. Hats off, grad. Oh, cuties. I like it. We'll do that. Okay, so what I need now is some black paper, right? Yes. Okay, let me grab it. So with the graduation cap, in order to kind of get more dimension, do I not have black paper? Yes, I do. I have like 7 million pieces of black paper. I just don't know exactly where it is right now. But hold on, I think I have some in my closet. Okay. Oh. I knew I had some. Here it is. Okay. I taught this Disney album class a long time ago, so I have tons of black paper. Okay. So I'm going to trace this, and then I'm going to actually cut the 2 pieces separately. So if you actually look, this top piece is completely the same size. Or sorry, the point down in here is the same as the point on the top. So I'll show you. I'm just gonna do the bottom. And then I'm going to do the top separately. And then I'm just gonna turn this the other direction, and it will make the other side of the top. So I don't have to draw it on. I'm actually gonna just have like the 3D element. So I do think I'm gonna try and cut a little inside of it just to make it a little bit smaller. So we'll see how that goes. All right. Do any of you guys have this school set? Are you guys good at scrapbooking your school photos? Or maybe if you're a teacher, I guess you would use it even more frequently for your own little activities and things that you do, or maybe a school bus driver. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and go in now and just follow the line and trim it a little bit down so it's not quite so big, since the card is pretty small and we don't want it to be crazy. And there you go. Okay, so we have our cap. And then we need to do the same on the bottom, cut this a little bit smaller too. All right, we'll go in and just kind of trim down and a little smaller. Okay, perfect. So now, because I need it to attach, I left this top part a little taller, but I will probably go in. Sorry, this is not like what I want to be doing. we'll see. So then we have our little graduation hat. And like on the camera, you can't really see the definition, but I can on my side. So I can definitely see this defining line. And I'm actually going to go ahead and distress this too, which maybe you think is crazy, but I do think it adds a little variation and I like the way it looks. And then I'm going to show you with the hat on there what it will do. And then we'll make the tassel. So this is like a quick card because you don't have to do a ton of cutting. But I love it. It's like, when you see it, you'll be like, oh my gosh, because the movement is just so fun. Okay, so then we're gonna add these guys together. And then I'm gonna just do a little more on the bottom. Okay, ta-da, grad hat. Maybe trim this down a little bit more. All right, the moment you've all been waiting for. So I'm going to add my adhesive. You can add it right to the penny if you want. Sometimes with these, I'll actually use hot glue just because I really don't want it to move at all. You know, that would be terrible, especially because I feel like I don't use a very heavy adhesive because I always am like wanting to change my layout. So I want it to like move around easily. But then the problem with that is that, see guys, isn't that cute? It like really like is so fun when it starts to spin. I love it. And when the tassel's on it, it's gonna be great. So, ta-da! Anyway, okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and put my little guy down. And actually, I'm not going to, weirdly enough, I'm not gonna give him any more adhesive because I want to kind of have his like white background like pop out or stand out. Out of adhesive, cool. All right, so that's fine. I don't need really any more stuff. So I'm just gonna make him pop up. Okay. So then put him down here. Like he's throwing his hat in the air, like you just don't care. And then I'm gonna put the hats off grad here. Hats off grad, cute, Daisy. Okay, so here's our plan for our thing. So let me show you, I have a different color of thread. So basically, what we're gonna do is we're going to, oh, this is perfect, it's black and white. So basically it's really simple. All you're gonna do is find something to wrap your thread around so you can kind of make this tassel. So I'm just gonna use my lid here. And you just wrap it around like so. And then you're just gonna take a different piece of string and you're gonna tie it. And this is gonna be kind of like the top. Oops. Okay, so I think for this, I just wanna double it so it's like a little bit more. Guys, I'm getting stuff all over me. Anyway, so I'm gonna tie this first this way, then I'll cut it so I have my little tassel, and then we actually are gonna wrap it. And that'll be exciting when I get it done. All right. Oh. I'm looking at this and I'm like, is that gonna be too overwhelming? Probably I just want the one side. So I'm gonna slide this up. Okay, that's gonna be too thick, I feel like. I just want like that much of the tassel. I don't want the double. Like this, I feel like would be like kind of intense. So let me do less wraps. So I wouldn't recommend using your ink lid because guess what, guys? There's ink on it and now my fingers are a hot mess. Okay, so I'm only gonna wrap this around like 1, 2, 3, 4 times. And then I'm gonna cut this. Okay, so first we have to tie it. And the tie actually is like how you're gonna like attach it to the hat. So once you have it tied, then you're gonna kind of leave it a little bit so you have like a string. Okay. The guy on the show, he actually used a clipboard, which was nice because it kind of holds everything for you. I do not have a clipboard. I mean, I probably do somewhere, but not that I'm like have accessible. Okay, so this part here is going to actually like go through the hat and hold it in place. So then I'm going to take this other part down and I'm going to wrap my string around this way to kind of give that top of the tassel. Where is my thread? Okay. So you just have to wrap it a couple of times. Just trying to like think about this logistics. You're just gonna hold it and wrap it. Again, if you have a clipboard, it's helpful. Okay. I'm gonna have to get more thread. Hold on. It's not long enough for me to tie it. Okay. All right, black and white. There we go. I have a ton of little baker's twine because I bought it because it was cute and I never use it, by the way. But one day I might because it's so cute, right? You guys ever do anything like that? Buy things for cuteness? Okay, I just had this idea. We'll see if it will work. I'm going to try using this tape to hold it down a little bit for the wrapping so I can have my hand free. So just go a little bit down and I actually tie it once on to the thread like this. And then I lay down the tassel or the like end, and then I'm just going to wrap it a couple of times to make that kind of like gathering part that's at the top of a tassel. I did look for like some tassels that were just pre-made and I thought they would have them like at the craft store, but they didn't. So I have to make my own tassel. But it's not hard. I kind of wished I just had like a white or a gold twine. That way it was like a little bit less busy, but maybe it'll be cute. Who knows? I can't really tell because I never know until it's done. You know what I mean, guys? Does that ever happen to you? Anyway, so then on the end, I'm just going to actually tie it in to the others. And that way it holds all together. Okay. All right, perfect. So then I'm just going to kind of brush it down and trim it because I don't want my tassel to be this long. Not too bad. Okay, so here we go. We have our little tassel. I'm going to try to cut some of this little fringes off. So then you're going to take your tassel and you're going to attach it in the center of the hat. So I'm just going to, if you have a piercing tool, it would be even easier, but I'm just going to use my scissors and put the tassel kind of in the center. And then hopefully it goes through here. It's really thick because I have like 2 pieces of paper. Now I'm like scared I'm gonna like stab myself to death. Okay, there we go. So let's go ahead and put this little tassel in there. And if I had like a needle, that would be even easier, but do not. So I'm just gonna make my hole a little bit bigger. And then I'm just gonna tie it off inside instead of like gluing it down or taping it, but you could do either. And that's just gonna hold it in place, so. Right. Okay. I just use the tape to kind of pull everything through because it's not working. It's not, the threads were separating when I tried to pull them through. But anyway, there you go. Perfect. Okay. So then, like I said, you can just either tape it on the back, or you can what is the, I'm like searching for words. You can do the tie a knot or whatever. So I don't know, guys. I really wish that I'd had a tassel that was like gold, right? But let's see how it reacts with all the, when it's all done. So there you go. You have your little spinning hat. Like you threw it in the air and you just don't care. And then it just kind of slides on the track and spins in circles. And there you go. Happy graduation. So anyway, that's kind of the basics of it. I would probably want to try and do more of a gold tassel because it's just like more traditional. So I might try to go to the craft store again, or just get some gold thread because I couldn't find actually like pre-made tassels, but I don't hate it. I do wish it would spin a little bit better, but I actually think it's because the adhesive that I used on the penny is a square instead of a circle. So I think it's just getting like kind of stuck. So I'll have to try to see if I can actually buy some better adhesive, but it still is a fun effect. And hopefully you guys can get like the idea. And then I'll just add like a cute little, I'll use like a little stamp or print off, a little hats off grad, little statement here. And then that's it, a little fun card. And I think I'll do some for my little cute nieces that just graduated 2nd grade, and I'll do theirs with like a pink hat, make it a little bit more fun. But anyway, I just wanted to show you guys, I had this idea for a while and hopefully you can get a good enough idea, and I will try to find a different tassel. I don't love the colors on this one, but does it make sense? Do you guys like see how it spins? Anyway, it's kind of fun. Kind of a fun card. When I made the popcorn one for Father's Day, I gave it to a friend and they loved it. And they like, their kids love to just kind of like spin it around and around, and the little popcorn would spin. Anyway, kind of fun. Happy graduation season. So I hope that makes sense. If anyone has any questions, let me know in the comments, and I will go ahead and I will post a final product. I think I'm going to try to find some gold thread to make the tassel and things like that. So we'll see how it turns out. You guys like it? All right. Let's see. Your hands aren't showing well. Could you move them up? Oh, sorry, Sharon. Let me try to do this one more time. Or were you talking about while I was cutting or while I was making the tassel? Note to self, I don't love the tassel situation. If you can find some that are size appropriate, then you could just buy one, but I couldn't find any. I could have sworn they would be like at the craft store for Greg announcements and stuff. But anyway, hats off, Brad. You could also, if you don't have the school set, you could also get like a graduation cap sticker. That would be really cute too. All you need is like the 2 pennies, and that's what makes the movement. And then I would just recommend using like a pop-up dot that's circular instead of a square. See, mine's a square because the corners kind of get stuck, and that's why it's not like having as much movement. Anyway, thanks guys for joining me. I hope that was a fun little craft for you. Sorry, Sharon. Okay, I'm going to show you guys just a little bit really quick on the tassel, just in case. So you're going to want to take something and wrap it around. I'm not going to use the lid again because it's like getting stuff all over my hands. But anyway, let me show you real quick since I wasn't showing you guys properly. So all you do is you're going to wrap it around a couple times, something, make it the size, and it can be bigger because you can just trim it down. Then once you get to this stage where you have it wrapped, then you're going to take another little piece of string and you're going to tie it at the top. And this is what's going to make the part that actually goes into your hat. So you're just, or whatever you're making, you can obviously use these for other things. And if you did it bigger, you could do it for like a banner or something like that. Okay. So then you're just going to tie this up and then you're going to slide it off. And then this is what you're going to use to attach it, right? So then you kind of just slide these all down like this. And this stays free so you can like attach it to whatever it's going on. And then you're going to take the string, and this is where like he had the clipboard, so it made it a little bit easier, but you could also use a piece of tape, and you're going to tape this down so you can kind of hold it, right? And then you're going to just take your string and the whole thing is you're going to wrap it. So I actually tied it on first and then wrapped over my tie, but then you're just going to keep this part smooth down and you're going to just wrap it a couple of times. I'm like, need more tape or something. Anyway, okay, hold on. I'm going to tie this on here to show you what I mean. Okay. So you're just going to tie it. So you have kind of this little top at the part at the top that's like bunched. And then you're literally just going to wrap around as many times as you want to kind of give it that like tassel look, just like this. And then if you use a long enough string, when you cut this piece, it can just go right into your tassel. It'll be like the same length. And I usually make mine longer and then trim them at the end. So then you have your tassel. Does that make sense? Anyway, hopefully you guys could see that a little better. I'm going to try again to do a gold tassel because I don't love the black and white. And then I'm going to put the gold tassel on there. I think that'll be fun. And I'm going to make a couple of these. So when I post the pictures, you guys will see kind of the different variations. But anyway, just like a fun idea so you can have that little throwing the graduation hat vibe with your card. So anyway, hopefully you guys enjoyed this class. If you do the same technique, you can have anything. Like I did one before, which I'll try to find the picture to post in the comments, where I did popcorn and the little piece of popcorn kind of just like floated around. And that was really cute for Father's Day. Oh, I was going to tell you, I thought it'd be cute if you were just doing like a birthday card, to do a pinwheel and fold it and then put the pinwheel here. I thought that'd be really fun too. So, you know, kind of anything that just has that little fun movement. It just is a cool way to have your card be a little more exciting or whatever. All right, well, that's all for today. Let me know in the comments if you guys have any other questions or anything else I can help you with. And I'll be sure to post lots of pictures with all the final of how it all comes together. And if you guys decide to do it, make sure to post your pictures over in the Play to Create group, because I love seeing what you guys create. So anyway, happy Tuesday, and thanks for joining me while you're creating. You guys have a good one. Bye-bye.